Welcome to Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, prescribed by Dr. Harrison. So I did 3 videos in a series called In His Own Words. Then there's a part 2 and a part 3. And what I did was I brought in each one of my kids, starting with my oldest, working all the way down to my youngest. And I asked them, one, to just introduce themselves, see if they understood what this show was all about and what I was trying to do. But specifically, I wanted to know what they really loved about me or something that we did together they really enjoy, and what they wanted me to improve upon. Now, after I finished that a couple of days ago, maybe sometime last week, I sat and I watched all 3 back to back to back. And then I've been holding on to it and reflecting about it for the past couple of days. And so this is the end of that particular series, but here are my thoughts about what was shared with me with respect to asking my kids their opinion on what they love and what they want to see more of. So my first one, my oldest, he said he loves that we do our goodnight routine and that I make some time to hang out with him one-on-one. My middle one said he loves that we play horse together and that we basically that we just play together. And my youngest said he loves that we play in the trampoline together. Now, when you think, then I asked them, well, what is it that you wish I could do more of? And my youngest, he said, well, let's just play, but play in a different area, like on the concrete shooting basketball. My middle one said, let's play more, but play different games as well, games we don't know, new games. Let's try new stuff. And my oldest was just saying, making more time and not getting caught up with any kind of work and just ensuring that there is enough time for all of us. And so I sat back and I thought about all of this. And I thought, what's the underlying message they're giving me? And it was pretty simple to identify. The first thing was, they love that I'm attentive to them and that I take the time out to play with them, to be there for them, to love them. They love having me present and having me present where I'm actually engaging with them as opposed to just present in the room. But they want to do stuff with me. They enjoy when we actually do activities or play games, not just sitting around with Dad in the living room watching a game and they're sitting with me or something. And then on the flip side, what I could do better, essentially they were all saying, well, you do spend time with us, but we'd like you to spend more time with us. That's all they really want is my time. That doesn't cost me very much. However, it's priceless, but because it's the one thing you can give that you can never get back. So I had to say to myself, wow, I thought I was giving them so much time, so much dedicated time, one-on-one time, group time. They want more time? How am I going to pull this off? And then I thought, most parents are probably in this same predicament. Of course your kid wants to spend all the time in the world with you, especially when they're young. You know, when they get into those teenage years and they start wanting to hang out with their buddies, that's when they no longer really want you around all the time the way they do when they are in elementary school. So I can't miss that time because I'll look up and want to spend time with them and be done with everything, and they'll already have their own lives, doing their own thing. Hell, they already have their own lives. It's just on a different scale of priorities and what's important. So I thought to myself, okay, how could I spend more time with them? I don't know if that's feasible. How is that possible? I mean, they're at school from 8 to 3. The youngest, he goes to school from 11:45 to 3. And I spend those first 3 hours with him. But I thought, there's a good majority of the time where I'll be checking emails or having to do something to put him on hold to say, we'll play as soon as I get done with this. And then that saves, an hour and a half for us to be hanging out. But then we got to shower, brush teeth, get dressed for school, make lunches. So that eats into time too. Then I thought the other 2 come home around 3. Then I was like, but then I teach later in the night. And then once I'm done teaching, there's like an hour of chill time and I'm kind of burnt out and they got to go to bed. So even though I'm giving them a lot of time on the weekends and giving them little time here and there and making special arrangements, like today I've got to hang out with my oldest for 2.5 hours after school, and I do individual things like that. What else could I do to provide that time? Well, what about missing the first quarter of a game that I want to watch, a football game, a basketball game, right? I can see the rest of the game, or maybe check it out at halftime. If I want to watch a pay-per-view fight or a main event fight, well, like most of us, the fights we're most interested in are the last couple ones, the big ones. So I can spend more time with them during that. What about if I waited to do most of my work until they went to sleep? That way, I'm not trying to get things done while they're around, and then once they go to sleep, I've got some relaxed time for me. I'm still going to have some relaxed time for me. Me hanging out with them should feel like relaxed time. I'll still have one-on-one time for myself because I get up before all of them. So why can't I say no to some sort of leisure activity from 8 to 10 and just do that work that I've got to do from 8 to 10 so that when they do come home from school, we can play as much as you want. Now, I can't do it every day. There are going to be some circumstances and situations where I will have to take on stuff and stuff will have to get done just because based off of timetables and other people's schedules. The point being, they've given me the answer of what they like. And what they like is what they want more of. And I can find a way, if I make it a priority, to give them more of what they like. That's up to me. I have to be willing to say, I'm going to make a sacrifice here for the greater good here. And when you think about it, like I mentioned earlier, I only have a few years to do that. Because before you know it, they'll be in high school. They'll have their own girlfriends, their friends, their sports, their classes. They'll have life, hopefully they'll be grabbing life by the horns and they'll be taking charge of things, but they will have their own life where things are really happening for them and their future is evolving and their journey is going forward. Right now, I am their journey. I am their future. All they want is to spend more time with Dad. So I'm going to give them more time. And I'm going to sacrifice maybe watching that playoff game or the first half of it, right? I'm going to sacrifice not being able to kick back and have a beer while they go down and they're asleep for an hour and instead pump out some work. I'm going to sacrifice maybe waking up an hour earlier to do any of the personal stuff I want to do, like meditation or Tai Chi or reading. I can make those things work. But I'm only going to make them work because I want to. It's not because I have to. They're getting more attention and more time than most kids will get from their parents ever, especially because I work from home. But I want to give them what they want. I want to give them what they like. I want to give them more of what they've asked me for, especially since I asked them what it is they want. So, when your kids are willing to share with you, or you're willing to open up and ask for feedback from your kids, when they give you the answer, make revisions, implement changes. Because if I don't, what that's telling my kids is, I'm just asking you for the sake of asking you to make you feel good. I'm not going to actually change a damn thing, which would mean your words really mean nothing. Or whatever else I got going on is more important than your words and your feelings. And for me, nothing else is more important in this world than my boys. Not my work, nothing. You might be like, well, your work is what sustains shelter and food and clothes on their back. Yeah, maybe. But I'll take a job doing anything to ensure they have that. The other thing too is, and it's something one of my good friends from high school, his mom shared with me one day because she saw me right after, I want to say Elam, my second one, was born. And she saw how much I was trying to share with them and show them love and be a good dad who's there and who's attentive. And her comment was, I'm proud of what you're doing. She said, I want you to know something. No matter how much money you make, no matter what you do in life, if you and your kids lose it all and are living in a cardboard box, but your kid knows they're loved, and you know that your kid loves you, and you guys share that with each other, everything will turn out okay. Because you have the base of what family's all about. So I'm taking that advice. Everything's going to turn out more than okay. Not just personally for me, but for the boys as well, for the family, but also in terms of our legacy, our economic and financial growth, our spiritual and mental growth, our education, our love for each other. It'll all work itself out because we're building it upon the foundation of love, upon the foundation of giving my children what they need from me. Not a tangible item, not some toy that I can buy that they'll break in a day. All they want is time with daddy. And I bet if you ask your kids the question of what they love most and what they wish you did more, no matter what their answer, the bottom line of it will be, I just want you around more. I want to see your face more, hear your laugh more. I want to learn from you more. I just want more of you. So give it a try. All right, you guys, this is Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. Don't forget to hashtag Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, hashtag 4D. Everything on social media is at rebirthbx. Check out the website, rebirthbx.com. I'm looking forward to some big changes we're making, and I will get to you guys soon, tomorrow, like always, every day.